Hi everybody! Whoa, lag. So, Cleo from DayZ can fight, and I have to sneeze. Anyway. And we're playing DayZ, which is this mod that's come out recently for Arma 2 that everybody's going nuts over. It is currently on this server 6 in the morning, so it's pretty dark, unfortunately. I have my mom here watching, and this is a character that I made yesterday. Steve and I played, I want to say 8 hours straight yesterday, which never happens, so you know I was apparently enjoying myself. But, yeah, so basically this game, it's first or third person MMO with zombies, but honestly the difficult part is the other players, yes, because the other players pretty much shoot on sight. So in that respect, it's actually a fairly accurate representation of how people would probably act in an actual apocalypse. So, yay for the age of humans existing. I mean, as the 12 shot at the Batman preview, or Batman thing approved. Yes, I do not have a gun. Because I don't have Steve's luck in finding items. I have hatchet. The gear layup is really confusing, but, okay, let's see. I have painkillers you start with. I have a couple of sodas. I have a bunch of chem lights, which are basically useless, but I'm carrying them around. I have a couple of mags. Oh, wait, I do have a AKM now. Oh, where'd it go? Uh-oh. My AKM disappeared. It didn't save. Yeah, this game is very glitchy. I had an AKM. Aw, man. It saved the ammo, but it didn't save the gun, so that's weird. So, yeah, don't get attached to things in this game, because it'll probably glitch, and you won't have it anymore. Yeah. Well, it's fine. I got a hatchet. It's better than nothing. They won't let you punch. You have 3 different stances you can do. You have the all-out running one, which if you are really impatient and want to get somewhere fast, you can use, but it makes your food and your water deplete faster, plus you make like a whole bunch of noise. Those icons over on the right, I'm not exactly sure what the ears one is. I think that's how much you can hear. The eyes is, or maybe it's how noisy you are. The eye is how visible you are. So like if you are in forest and you are crawling on your belly, you're pretty much invisible unless someone is right on top of you. But if you go on the road, first of all, never go on the road because you're just a sitting duck on the road. Ooh, what's that? That's probably a hopper zombie. That thing right there. Zombies are pretty easy to avoid in that if you break the... there's a deer stand. If you break their line of sight, they usually will lose track of you eventually. Honestly, if you're getting chased by zombies, your best option is to run full out and either try to duck into buildings and lose them that way, although they will just sort of clip through the wall. Oh, I hear him. Where is he? Anyway, they can clip through the wall. But actually, if you lay down, I've had plenty of times where I went into a building and I laid down and those zombies followed me. They clipped through the door, but then they like apparently lost sight of me as soon as they walked through the door, and so they wandered back out. That was pretty funny. Or go into the trees and mostly run straight, but try to get behind various trees and maybe they'll lose sight of you. But that usually takes a while. The biggest concern in this game, aside from players shooting you, is bleeding. You can bleed out very easily. So you start with 1 bandage, but you usually will need a lot more if you do any kind of review. Probably not. Yeah. It's really kind of hard to see right now because it's morning, so everything's still... Hello? Yes, I'm up. You roll your mouse wheel to do your different options. There's something there. And, Okay, let's see. Do I have room in my bag for that? No, it's heavy tool belt. Pick that gun up there. I don't think I have any ammo for it though. The animations are kind of awkward. That is ammo, but I have to rearrange stuff if I wanna. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You have to be careful when you mess around with your inventory as well because it's really, really, really glitchy. I've lost pretty useful items before because I was trying to. Okay, so I think it set them down. So now I can. Oh, now I can put. Open bag. Okay, why isn't it letting me put in more chem-light in there? I don't know. Okay, let's drop that. It's really weird too. If you're anywhere near gear, it'll try to let's drop that. It'll try to access it even if you're not in that menu. So that gets really confusing. You need a hunting knife if you want to drop these. If I really don't need them. Trying to get the damn ammo. Okay. Got that. And I don't know. No. Those are chem lights. I just dropped them. Alright, so yeah, that's empty stuff or whatever. And then you reload with R. Reloading is kind of weird. I've never had an M16A2 before. I think I had the ammo for it. I gave it to Steve because he had one. So now he has it, but he's not on right now. I was gonna play with him, but he didn't answer, so it is lost. Okay, so I can put these in the bag now. That's weird. Alright. Yeah, I'm just in clouds right now. All those little messages popping up are other players getting killed. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I hear a guy. Well, I can't look around too much. Okay, let's go down on the ground. You can go in third person or first person. I prefer the third person because the head bobbing in the first person is extreme and it's kind of hard to see. And usually it's not that laggy, but this is an Atlanta-based server apparently. I don't even know what it was called. The servers all have different times and time progresses real time. So when I checked, this one's supposed to be like 6 in the morning. And it's still pretty dark. If you try to play at night, you will not be able to see anything. And you do come with a flashlight, but I mean, holding a flashlight is pretty much screaming, "Come at me, bro." So I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're like really good at the game. Also, there's no leveling. Basically, the only way you can quote-unquote level is by getting better gear. But all it takes is one asshole player to come by and shoot you, and you know, you lose everything. And when you spawn, you'll spawn in a random location on the entire continent, and this is a very large continent. If you, like for instance, Steve was at the Zelen something or other, and I was at Kamenka, and they're only 2 towns apart, but it took us 2 hours of real game time just to meet each other. So, and yes, I am crawling around on my belly right now, a lot, because I can't really see. So I could walk straight into a zombie, but as long as I'm crawling on my belly, I'm pretty likely to stay hidden. And as far as landmarks go, I mean, as far as maps go, there are maps around, but I've never even found one. Steve always finds one because he's Steve, but map.
Oh, map.
Yeah. So there's several websites that have maps. I'm using DayZDB.com/map, which has this JavaScript thing. Sorry. Okay, anyway, so let me finish. This map, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So the website that I use, again, it's dayzdb.com/map. It has JavaScript where it will tell you where certain items are supposed to spawn, and you can search for items, and you can zoom in and out. Oh, and cover is also an important part. There's acid rain that falls sometimes, or I don't know if it's acid, but there's rain that falls, and you can go into hypothermia. Oh yes, and over there on the right, so the top one, that's supposed to be a thermostat, and that's your hypothermia. So like if you go in the water for too long, or if you stay in the rain, you can get hypothermia, which you need a heat pack for. That jug is thirst, and then under that's blood, and then food. And my food is getting bad because I haven't eaten in a while. And then up at the top, the debug monitor, you know, zombies killed, headshots, murders, bandits killed, blood. Blood is important. I am kind of low on blood. You start out with 12 or 120,000, 12,000. There you go. Yeah, you start out with 12,000, and when you get to like 6,000, I think, your vision will start like thumping, and everything will go black and white, and you'll start passing out at like 1,000. And also the bleeding, you have to bandage yourself to stop bleeding. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop recording for a little bit, and I'm gonna meet up with Steve. Probably won't be able to find him because I left the area that we were at. But so let me do that really quick.